WWE Battleground 2017 just went off the air, guys, and yeah, what was that? The show was complete and utter filler from the WWE. Now, I understand that they can have a couple of they can have a bad pay per view, once in a while, but it's been kind of like a recurring theme with the WWE. Like, Backlash was a bad pay per view, and didn't like that pay per view. Just bad stuff, really, and it's just the booking and the goofy finishes. Like, we had that Great Balls of Fire a couple weeks ago when I said on the Raw side that I just didn't like the goofy finishes on that show. And then what do we have again 2 weeks later? We have more goofy finishes again tonight. And I don't know when are WWE going to realize that goofy decisions are not going to be good for your company. You're going to have a lot of fans that are going to turn off your company because they don't want to see goofy ass finishes. So let's get started on today's fucking show anyway. So we had Ty Dillinger and Aiden English as your pre-show match. I thought it did well for its purpose, but I want to say one complaint for the Philadelphia crowd is that you guys tonight in that crowd were fucking awful. I'm not. I mean, I know I have some of my friends out there. I'm not talking about you guys. Anything goes. Shout out to you guys. I know you were there tonight, but the rest of you guys in Philadelphia, like the Philadelphia crowd, the rest of you guys in that arena were absolutely terrible. I mean, you were just so flat. I don't know what it was. I don't know if Vince was like, there was no free beer or no free food or whatever. I don't know. But the Philadelphia crowd were not into Battleground tonight. And I don't blame them, to be honest. But, I mean, when you have AJ Styles and Kevin Owens trying to put on a good match and they're still not getting invested in that match, then you've got a problem with the crowd. The crowd are not into the fucking pay-per-view. And then obviously you have the arena. I think I was tuned into the pre-show, and I think this was like um, halfway through the pre-show, and we had a shitload of empty seats. Where behind the pre-show panel where Renee and the other pre-show panels where the other hosts were hosting. I saw a shitload of empty seats and shit like that, and it was terrible. And yeah. But yeah, back to this pre-show match. It was just a decent pre-show match to start off. Ty Dillinger got the win. Whatever. I don't care about it. Like I said, I'm not a Ty Dillinger fan. I'm not an Aiden English fan, so I didn't care about these two even having a match. I think that these two didn't they. I'm sure that I saw this at a Backlash or a Money in the Bank pre-show. So why are we rehashing pre-show matches now? I mean, I guess what, everything else on the show is a rematch, so we can rematch a pre-show match, guys. But anyway, onto the normal card. Onto the main card. It was actually the Usos versus the New Day. Probably the best match of the night. These four guys actually tear the house down with some awesome sick bumps and just bumping around like four mad guys. The New Day go over here. I didn't think that was a good decision because I would like to see maybe the Usos drop them to the Fashion Police because I really love the Fashion Police segments and I'm just digging that tag team right now. And I would wish that they would keep them till SummerSlam. And I don't know why they let the Usos drop them at Battleground. It was just kind of goofy to me. Like, I understand that you want some shock value going to a pay-per-view, and that's good. But when they're dropping it on a Battleground pay-per-view, I just don't get it. I mean, save it for SummerSlam and, give it to somebody like a Fashion Police and who are actually getting over right now in the WWE. Not say the New Day are not getting over, but the New Day's shtick is getting super old. It's kind of like getting from DX in 2006 old, you know. But yeah, New Day are your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, so good for them. And then we had Nakamura versus Baron Corbin, another series of bad matches here. I knew going into this match between Nakamura and Corbin, I wasn't going to get excited for this match because I knew that the styles are not going to match. You've got the King of Strong Style Shinsuke Nakamura, and you've got Baron Corbin, who is a kind of WWE style versus a New Japan style of Hard Knocks and Nakamura. So I wasn't really, I was I wasn't really intrigued in this match, to be honest. And actually, Nakamura winning by DQ was a good decision. It didn't hurt either guy because you got Baron Corbin, who's your Mr. Money in the Bank, and you don't want your Mr. Money in the Bank losing clean, even though Nakamura is a main event guy, and they kind of do treat him like a main event guy. So I wouldn't say that either guy got quote unquote buried or didn't get lost out of place. I just thought the match type didn't suit the two wrestlers. Like the two wrestlers have like Corbin and Nakamura are two different people, and like they do not match the styles. So yeah, I just didn't like the match. So I was kind of thrown off there, and I hope that they don't do a SummerSlam rematch because you know what, we're probably gonna have another Nakamura Corbin feud, and if we do another match between these two guys, can we have it on SmackDown or something like that? Oh, and have a gimmick or something. There's a fucking spider somewhere. Hold on. There you go. There you go. Had a fucking spider on the wall, so took a fucking spider. Yeah, I had a spider back there, so I had to just take it away. Anyway, after that, we had the women's match. It was a 5-way. And what is it with the WWE doing 5-ways for pay-per-views now? It's like we had one in Extreme Rules. We're going to have a fatal 4-way for the fucking women's match at SummerSlam, the Raw women's match. And now we had one here at Battleground. Now, I understand, the multi-matches are good if there's an actual women's storyline on SmackDown, which there is now. There are basically, the women on SmackDown are just there to wrestle. They're just basically there to wrestle, and that's it. They're just thrown in weird matches. Where are the storylines for the SmackDown division? I know that they was gonna do something with Lana and Tamina, but I don't give a shit about those two women. I'm talking about Naomi and Charlotte. Where is that feud gonna happen and stuff like that? I know that they really want to do that feud. And, they kind of did a swerve tonight with Natalya getting the win. The eliminations, though, were really quick. I didn't really like that either. I thought that they were too quick. I mean, you had fucking Lana and Tamina in that match. Just let that sink in for a minute. Lana and Tamina. Wow. Why were they in that match? And you've got, it mind blows me because you have Asuka, who is a fucking awesome wrestler. You have Ember Moon. You have Ruby Riott. You have Nikki Cross. You have all these other talented women in WWE right now. And what two women do you put on there? Nikki Cross, see, I'm talking about Nikki Cross now. You put fucking Lana and Tamina in this fucking match. Now I know that you need some footage for Total Divas, but man, you don't have to put these two women together. You know what I mean? In this match, but yeah, like I said, Natalya got the win. It was her and Charlotte the final two, and after that, Natalya and Naomi tried to shake it. Well, Naomi wants to shake Natalya's hand, but it was whatever. This is a Total Divas feud again. Like I said, I think the SmackDown Women's Division just evolved on Total Divas now. Like, we have Lana and Naomi, and now we've got Natalya and Naomi. I you know what? I think we should just have the Total Divas cast on SmackDown. Because you know what? That's all it's going to be these days. You know what I mean? But then after that, we had AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, and they tried to put on a good match. And much as I love these two guys as wrestlers and awesome performers, like the crowd was so dead in this match that even they struggled to get a good match, out of each other. And it's sad to see when you have two guys like AJ Styles and Kevin Owens trying to put on good matches, and they're really trying, but the crowd is so fucking dead that it doesn't work. But anyway, the ref took a sick bump, and then after that, basically we have the screwy ass finish where AJ's shoulders were both on the mat, but one shoulder of KO's was on the mat as well. But KO gets the win, and he is your new US champion. Total bullshit here. I didn't like the finish. Again, you'll see a current thing on this review. Bad fucking finishes. And again, another bad finish. I don't know why they hyped up. I don't know, because they had AJ Styles win the belt at MSG, and I thought that was a good thing because that's going to get more people to your house shows. And then he has it for about a week, maybe two, and then he drops it again to KO. I just don't understand it. Like, I thought when they put that title on AJ Styles, I thought, well, they're probably going to do that because KO's injured and he's taking some time off. But no, it's back on him again. To just for AJ to face KO again on SmackDown this Tuesday, to then have AJ to then win the belt back, and then to have KO and AJ again at SummerSlam where AJ retains the title then. Is that where we're going here with this view? Because I see, in my opinion, where does this benefit a KO and AJ Styles? It doesn't benefit them either way. Them trading wins and losses, this whole trading wins and losses bullshit has got to win, because at some point the fans are not going to get invested into it, and us fans are getting pissed off with this. Oh, he wins a match, and then the other guy wins a match, and then he loses a match. It's just bad. This is just so bad. This is Vince McMahon's 50-50 booking, man. This is fucking bullshit. Vince McMahon. No, I'm not gonna go there. But anyway, after that we had Mike Bennett it was Cena versus Rusev was next, and I thought it was a good match. It was probably one of the better flag matches I've seen in quite a while. It was different from the other flag matches. Now, in other flag matches, they've had like where you have the two flags on the pole, but you've got to take them down and then you win the match. But this time, I don't know if they had this in the other flag matches. I cannot remember because it was that bad probably. But they had them like on two podiums, so they had a Bulgaria and the USA podiums, and I thought that was pretty good, a nice touch there. Anyway, they basically they have the flags, but they basically they both each have the flag, but they both knock the flag out of each other's hands. Then they basically brawl at the ramp. Rusev gets two tables. He gets put through them by John Cena. John Cena wins. He puts the flag on the podium and gets the win. Like I said, it was predictable. I mean, I was going to be surprised if Rusev got the win. I mean, that would have been the shocker of the night. Not Khali returning, but Rusev actually winning a match on pay-per-view would have been shocking. You know what I mean? But yeah. But anyway, after that we had Mike Bennett versus Sami Zayn in another rematch, which we saw this past week. And Sami Zayn, again, in this stupid 50-50 Vince McMahon booking, guess what happened? Sami Zayn got a win. Yes. The same thing that happened to the Drifter has happened to Mike Bennett, because the Drifter lost clean to Finn Balor a couple weeks ago, like I said, and I'm rounding on that. I know I keep talking about this, but I just want to bring something up. So that happened, and then this happened where Mike Bennett gets the win, a cheap win over Sami Zayn, which was good on SmackDown. And then we get to Battleground where he's basically losing clean to fucking Sami Zayn. Now, I don't have nothing wrong with Sami Zayn, I'm a fan of him, but this is a new guy in your company. This is Mike Bennett and Mary Kanellis, they're coming into WWE as the new couple, as the new characters in WWE. So you're supposed to establish those guys as top heels in your company. And having Mike Bennett lose clean to Sami Zayn, I just don't see the logic and the benefit towards that, because it's just totally bullshit. Again, 50-50 booking sucks. But yeah, I just didn't like that decision there. Then we get to the main event, and it was Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. Finally we get to this main event, but my God. Wow. It was hard to sit through, guys. I've got to say, I wasn't really too pleased, really, with sitting there too long and actually watching this shit. It was like watching fucking Superstars. It was that bad. the crowd were dead again. They've been dead the whole entire. I mean, the crowd was so flat the entire night that, you know what, you could drop a pin, and you know what, you could hear that pin more than you can hear the crowd. But like I said, they were so flat and bad. We have the match. Basically, they brawl around for a bit. They just are so slow and boring, and oh, it's just terrible. Like, it's even making me bloody tired even talking about it. So basically, what happens is they just hit a couple of headlocks. Then they throw each other into the cage, and then Randy Orton hits an RKO, tries to get out, but the Sim brothers come out from under the ring, help Jinder get through to the first bit of the cage, but then they've got to climb onto the last bit of the cage, and that's where basically things starts to pick up, where Jinder and Randy Orton were kind of brawling on the top of the last cage, and then after that you had one of the Sim brothers who kind of, which was kind of funny, where apparently one of the Sim brothers was small enough to go through one of the holes of the cage and climb up and try to beat up Randy Orton. But obviously there's a announce table there, and obviously we know he's going to take a table bump, and he did, and it was a sick bump as well. I actually thought that was a pretty sick bump there. And then after that, we have the other Sim brother get hit with a steel chair, and then Randy Orton, though, I want to talk about that though. Randy Orton got gashed open on his arm, like down here on his arm, with fucking blood, and down his back was fucking bleeding as well. That was a nasty ass bump, and I don't think that was bleeding. That was like legit fucking bamboo sticks there. That was like legit blood. I wouldn't even say that was like blood thinners or like that wasn't bleeding, guys. That was legit bleeding. Like he was down his arm, and it was, it looked nasty. But yeah, I'm glad that we got a bit of blood in this match. I mean, I always say that a bit of blood now and again is always going to be good to emphasize the, the match. But even with the blood, still wasn't interested into it. You know what I mean? And then after that, Randy Orton's climbing up. Jinder Mahal's knocked out at this point. The Sim brothers are knocked out. Then we hear Jinder's music play, and then we have the Great Khali returns. Yes, that's right. He's wearing his black tights again. Obviously, those tights where he wore them. He was a heel back then. So yeah, bringing back some old ring gear there. And after that, Randy Orton gets kind of knocked off the cage. Then Jinder basically, well, actually after that, Jinder. What am I saying? Jinder? Great Khali chokes out Randy Orton. Then after that, he's like there choking out Randy Orton. And then after that, Jinder climbs up the Punjabi prison, retains his title, and that was Battleground finally finished. I know that this review is like 18 minutes, maybe 19 minutes, 20 minutes long. I don't fucking care. But I had to get a lot off my chest about this pay-per-view, and yeah. Battleground 2017 is in the books. And overall, I've got to say my rating for the show, I would have to say I'll give it a 4 out of 10. I couldn't say that this was a good show at all because the crowd was super dead. And they were just so flat. And yeah, it really hurt the performers though, because when you have, when you have a crowd that's so flat like they were tonight, it really hurts the performers because they're trying to perform a good show, and then you have these these fans that don't fucking care about the show, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's enough of me rambling on, and I'm gonna check you later.